Hello, and welcome back to the channel Empowerment on the Job. So, this is part 2 of the Barracuda, and hopefully, I'll also be able to give you the tactics by which to use when dealing with the Barracuda on the job. So, let's continue. The Barracuda knows who you are, he knows your role. He finds you to be, if he finds you to be a worthy opponent, he thinks you are a large barracuda, which he looks at you as a loner. So he identifies with you. Remember, I said that he is a loner type of barracuda, but he doesn't live like that. What he fails to do is to understand this. You are not a barracuda. You are a shark. So the only way you're going to get the interest of a barracuda, like true interest in of a barracuda, is he thinks you're like him. So in his mind, he identifies with you. And he sees you as as a loner barracuda, which most barracudas that are large are going to be more than likely a loner. Which he truly is. He truly is a loner barracuda that has chosen to stay in a group. Now, this is one of the greatest things about the barracuda on the job. When the barracuda takes interest in you, right? We know that he thinks you're a barracuda just like him, but you're not. Usually, the ones that really get his interest, I'm talking about genuine interest. He's interested in everybody on the job. That's par for the course. That's what he does because he's documenting. However, when he really acknowledges you as being a barracuda, being like him, because he's living as a group, a barracuda that lives in a group, he's a little off with his assessment. So if you are truly personally targeted by him, I mean that he sees you as a barracuda, more than likely you are a shark. Now remember, the barracuda is not at the top, the shark is. And in the ocean, sometimes the barracuda mistakes the shark for another barracuda. This actually happens in the ocean. So it makes sense that even on the job, this is gonna occur. So what is really good about the barracuda is this. The barracuda is the one that is going to cause you to see your true self as a shark. That damn barracuda is going to dig you. He's going to put so many digs in your person. He's going to try everything to bring you down to his assistant. Remember, he's really a loner barracuda, living the life of a group barracuda. So he still have the instincts of, I can do this by myself. That's why he will approach you as your one-on-one. Like, he used to call me into his office for nothing. I say, had nothing to do with work. He literally would call me in to talk about his personal life. Now, you know what? I do wish I had actually paid him some attention. I got to the point where when he started running his mouth, I would just look out the window. Totally like he, I didn't want to hear what he had to say. However, see, this is how you know you a shark. You don't even want to know nothing about them. You don't need to know anything about them because you're going to be you. Right? And like I said, I didn't even know I was a freaking shark. I had no idea. I just wanted to go to work, do my job, and go to hell home. I really could care. I really could care less about what was going on in that office. And I've always been like that. I've never gone to work just to be in people's business. That's not what they're paying me for. But anyway, back to the Barracuda. Now, I'm going to say something else about the shark, right? Even though we're talking about the Barracuda, the shark is one of the most boring people that you could ever meet. Because they not in other people's business. They're not going to sit up here and play the jester for someone. They're not going to do that. You can't use them as your minion or as your bidder, somebody that does your bids. You're not going to do it. So you're really a boring person. And quite frankly, I still say I'm boring. But for some reason, people find me quite interesting. But I am one of the most boring people. And I'm fine with being boring. That's a shark. What does a shark do? Ride around and what? The shark becomes a killing machine when provoked. Okay, so one more thing. I'm off the shark thing because this is not a shark video, but this is the Barracuda. But I did have to bring the shark characteristics in it a little bit because it needed to. Because I think that was the most important part about the Barracuda. How the Barracuda causes the shark to come out. If the shark instincts are in you, they're going to come out. This is not about fighting physically. This is not about cussing people out on the job. This is understanding who you really are. And actually, I don't even think it's just for the shark. I think that the Barracuda's purpose on that job is to bring out everybody's characteristic. It's almost like the Barracuda is the star. You might have a point there now. I'm thinking now, I mean, he may actually be the freaking star of the whole damn movie. And last but not least about the Barracuda, he feeds off fear. However, at the same time, he does have a respect for bravery. It's a little warped because once he sees bravery, he wants to consume it. He wants to control that bravery, which makes no damn sense. Again, if the Barracuda shows individual interests in someone he thinks is another Barracuda, you are probably a shark mistaken for another Barracuda. I'm pretty sure I'm convinced that that's what it is. Like, I'm not saying that he's not interested in everybody in the office, because he is. He has to know everything about everybody. But one thing he will do, he will consistently call you in his office to talk about anything but freaking work. It's just unbelievable. Now, when his first couple of times he calls you in your office, he will talk about work. But after a while, it's just like he wants to discuss with you his personal life. He actually wants to know you on a personal level. Don't fall for that one. So the only tactic that is even viable is be yourself. Be yourself. Choose what part you want to play and play it well. However, if you really are the shark, let me know. I'm going to let you know this. Sorry. I'm going to let you know one thing. You will be tortured like I don't know what on the job. He will go out of his way to be in your face and in your presence. He will call you out at meetings. I used to sit. I'm always quiet at meetings because I don't give a hoot. They going to do what they want to. They going to do anyway. And I'm just going to do my job because I don't deal with all that other bull crap they got going on at work. But that's just me. That don't mean you got to be that way. You need to be you. However, if you really are a shark, or whatever character you are in this movie, when that Barracuda turns his interest on you, your true self will come forth. You have no other choice. And that's anybody. Really, that's anybody at work. If they have to deal with the Barracuda in any way, their true self will come forth. And if you are truly a shark, you will act and behave as a shark. All right, that's all I have for you today. So the tactic is this: be yourself. Be true to yourself when dealing with the Barracuda. And if the part that you're playing is not really you, the true you will come forth. All right, take care, be well, and always remember, please remember this. If you don't remember anything else from my videos, you have the right to play whatever part you want. However, I'm going to say this: if you have been miscast, if they have casted you in the wrong role, if you have placed your own self in the wrong role, guess what? That Barracuda is coming out to get you, to engage you, and the true you will come forth. All right, take care. Be well.